Welcome boys to the first video on my channel of 2025. I hope you all had a very good New Year's. Now I wanted to start off this year with a little hate video that was made about me. Usually I don't react to them, but this one was just so funny. It was made by like some nasally 14-year-old SyntheticMan fanboy, and it's absolutely hilarious. Now before we get into the video, you need to kind of have one little bit of context. This guy uses as his like avatar a picture of a female total drama character. So in case you get confused by that, because I was, apparently it's supposed to be some sort of like ironic thing. It's supposed to be a bit, but it kind of seems like projection to me, and there's a lot of shit he says in this video that heavily seems like projection to me. Someone in the comments even told him he was projecting, and then he decided to respond to that, and then they had like a 5-day long debate about why he definitely wasn't projecting. And I think that if you have a days long debate in the YouTube comment section about how you're definitely not projecting, you're probably projecting. But with that being said, let's get into this video.
Don't we all just love men who take estrogen pills? Don't we also love how easily it is to judge a book by its cover nowadays as well? Like, I swear, you can take one look at most people nowadays and assign them of one of two categories. Either category number 1, soy boy cuck who lets your wife be plowed by Tyrone while you play Zelda on your Nintendo Switch, allowing him to do it because your wife is his reparations. Or category number 2, normal functioning, self-respecting male who doesn't let others take reparations on your woman.
Yeah guys, you got two categories. Soy boy cucks, who apparently let their wives get fucked for reparation. I don't know what the fuck reparations are, or what he means by that. Sounds like some American shit to me, but whatever. And normal, self-respecting men, like SyntheticMan, who is definitely not a racist, sexist, homophobe who hates himself because he lives in his mom's basement.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's not very hard to figure out what category Atomics24 falls under. Like, can we all play a guessing game together? Leave down in the comments, is he in category 1 or 2 based off of his picture alone? Now,
yeah guys, based upon my picture, am I a cuck? It's so fucking dumb. Like, he does this entire video, by the way, where he will just throw random ass buzzwords at me, like in this case soy boy or cuck, because they don't mean anything, right? They're just buzzwords that he's using because, you know, I disagree with SyntheticMan, therefore I must be this. It's the same thing that like wokies do when, oh, you disagree with me, therefore you must be racist. It's the same exact thing. It's just hilarious how these anti-woke people are completely incapable of seeing that they're acting just as retarded as the people that they like to make fun of.
you know what they say, a picture tells 1,000 words, and based on context clues such as the earrings and, you know, the fact that he's white.
Guys, the earrings, Also, I'm white. Apparently, I did not know that. First of all, I completely object to the entire concept of whiteness. There is no such thing as a white race or white culture. That shit doesn't exist. I guess in America it does, but America is the weird country where people group themselves together based on skin color for some reason. Here in Europe, where white people are from, that shit doesn't exist, mate. There's no shared white identity. I'm ethnically, I guess, Germanic. I speak a Germanic language. My history and, you know, language, traditions, culture, all that shit's completely different from someone who's Polish. We don't share an identity just because we have the same like melanin in our skin, dude.
That usually doesn't result in a good combination.
Hey, yo, why the fuck? He has all these like random ass stock images. I guess you just googled like white men with earrings or something. Why is there a picture of Turkey Tom there? Is he comparing me to Turkey Tom? Because honestly, I'm flattered, dude. I would love 500k subs.
It usually results into one of two things. Either you're gay, which is completely fine. Like, if you like to be plowed by men, you know, that's cool. Who the fuck am I to judge you? You know, if that's what you like, then that's cool. Or you're a cuck, because let's be real, straight men don't typically wear earrings.
Yeah, guys, straight men don't wear earrings. Only gays and cucks wear earrings. Let's just completely ignore the fact that over the past like couple of decades, straight men wearing earrings is a recurring like fashion trend, I guess. Like, if you look at the 80s, or like I recently on Twitter saw this clip of like a 2008 like high school prom in America, the amount of guys there with earrings is like a lot. And again, it's a fashion trend that's come back in the past couple of years. On top of that, I can remember as a kid, a lot of kids, like when I was like fucking 5 years old, a lot of other 5-year-old boys had earrings.
Like, let's just be honest, like, let's keep it a $1.27.
Dude, get the fuck out of my chat, dude. Just go do something. Go get some pussy or something, dude.
Okay, so I have to say something. So he's like using clips, right, telling me that I need to get pussy. And he's constantly like referring to me as a cock. And oh, I'm letting my wife or my girlfriend or my girl, whatever fuck, get fucked by other men, right? Like, he's constantly referencing sex. And in the background of his video, I'm not sure if you've noticed, he is playing Honey Pop music. If you don't know what Honey Pop is, it's a porn game. Like, all these things, the fact that he's constantly like trying to insult me by using the fact that either I don't get pussy or I'm a cuck, and he has porn music game like in the background. It's giving me a lot of like virgin vibes, mate. It's giving me very virgin vibes, kind of pointing towards the fact that the guy's projecting. He doesn't get any pussy, therefore that is the biggest insult someone else can get. So he's clearly very upset about the fact that he's a virgin.
Real talk.
Also, just to be clear, I love this guy's channel and videos. Like, I literally watch all of his videos.
Bro has watched 2 videos. Also, what's funny is half of this guy's videos is literally just on SyntheticMan, LMAO. Bitch. But yeah, no, most of my videos aren't about SyntheticMan. I think I made like a video about SyntheticMan like maybe once a month. Once every 2 months. It depends. But the reason, like the vast majority of my videos aren't about SyntheticMan. And the reason why I started uploading more about SyntheticMan, to the point that I'm like now making a video about him like maybe once a month, is because after my video about his thoughts on the Fallout TV show, which really fucking took off, and then my subsequent videos about that situation also took off. Like, why the fuck not make videos about SyntheticMan if they get me more views and money and subscribers? Like, what am I, fucking stupid?
I'm not being sarcastic or trying to bullshit, by the way, but no, seriously, don't send hate to him because he probably already hates himself enough as it is, because most of these leftists hate the pigment of their own skin color that they were born with, because hundreds of years ago, before any of them were even alive or any of their grandparents, the evil white man owned the slaves. And
yeah, I really don't give a shit. Guys, I just hate myself, man. I got earrings and white skin. Like, bro, who the fuck cares? Also, I love how he like calls me a leftist. He just has to throw in another buzzword because, you know, I must be a leftist if I disagree with SyntheticMan, right? There's no other way I could disagree with SyntheticMan and not be a leftist. I'm not a leftist. I don't vote left wing. I am by definition not a leftist. I'm not my ancestors. I'm a completely different fucking person, and I really don't care that they did evil shit.
the evil white man took the American soil from the mostly peaceful natives who definitely didn't go to war with surrounding tribes or sacrifice each other to the sun gods or anything like that. That's all fake news.
Yeah, I don't know. Random American history lesson. Don't know why that's relevant right now. I mean, I study history, so what he's saying is correct. Like, they definitely were not peaceful, but I don't know why this is this something that like is very much talked about in America nowadays? Again, like, I'm not American. He's gonna bring up a lot of like American culture war, political shit, and I project that onto me. I'm not American. I don't know what half that shit is.
I don't send hate to him because that ain't skibbity toilet. I gotta talk, you know, like his people do, so he understands. All right,
bro. What is this guy on about? What do you mean, like, my people? I'm like twice your age. I feel like you sound 14. I'm like in my 20s. That's not twice your age, but still. I don't fucking know. I've never even said the word skibbity toilet before. I don't know what that shit is. I've heard it before, obviously. I'm on the internet, but I don't know what it is. You seem to have a pretty good grasp on what the word means since you're using it. How is that? I don't. It's some retard shit, bro. I guess he's trying to say that I'm like a little kid or something. I don't fucking know. SyntheticMan does not like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Not really surprising, seeing as SyntheticMan's whole criteria for seeing if a game is good or not is just to look at the release date.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Did the game come out after 2010? yes, then it's woke and bad. Literally, just look at his channel. Every single game that comes out, any new game is just automatically DEI trash.
That is just objectively false information, literally fake news.
You are fake news.
As somebody who watches SyntheticMan's content, we can literally go to his channel and look at his videos. Space Marine 2, for example, he liked.
Wrong. You're wrong. He did not like. Well, he liked the game, as in he liked the gameplay, and he thought the game was better than most. But I made a video about his Space Marine 2 video because even though he likes the game, he still complains for like half the video or so. He complains about like how the game is woke, and this is woke, and that's propaganda, and that's pushing agenda, and there's a black guy in my Space Marine game. Like, you're telling me that that is him liking a game. He likes the game when he's still like viciously complaining about how it's woke garbage. How does he like the game then?
Literally, if you scroll down a little bit further, you can also see Stellar Blade.
I'm sorry. He liked one game. He liked one modern game, guy. I was wrong. SyntheticMan likes one game that came out recently. I'm so sorry. I was wrong.
You can keep scrolling and see Darksiders 2, which came out in 2012.
Oh, no, it came out in 2012, but I said 2010. Like, what the fuck? I was being hyperbolic. Do you know what hyperbole is, dude? Are you smart enough that you learned that yet in fucking kindergarten? What hyperbole means? Obviously, I didn't mean that he literally doesn't like any game made after 2010. Like, if the game is from 2011, he already dislikes. That's not what I meant. It's hyperbole. I was saying that he doesn't like any recently made games. Like, how do you f that up? Like, I don't give a shit that this game came out in 2012. That's not what I meant.
I'm no expert in algebra. However, I think the number 2012 is a little bit bigger than the number 2010.
What the fuck do you mean numbers? Algebra is letters, you stupid fucking cunt. You picked the one like form of math that doesn't really use any numbers to reference numbers. Like, how stupid are you?
Cause we are soy boy cucks out in this bitch who get triggered and butthurt over the very existence of the SyntheticMan existing. We all go to bed at night with our heads on our soft pillows, crying ourselves to sleep over the SyntheticMan saying shit that we don't like. And even in our dreams, even in our deepest of dreams, we cannot escape this SyntheticMan because we also dream about him almost as if we're in like some sort of gay parasocial relationship, but unfortunately, unlike in our dreams, we will never be able to wed the SyntheticMan.
What? This is another one of those moments that just very much so feels like projection to me. Like, he's saying that I, for some reason, or he's making up this shit about like people that hate SyntheticMan being in like a gay parasocial relationship with him. I make fun of SyntheticMan on the internet sometimes. You constantly suck his dick on the internet. Which one of us is more likely to feel like they're in a parasocially like gay relationship with SyntheticMan? Like, I'm not the one sucking his dick. Stupid. Just a heads up though, every single time I watch and review a SyntheticMan video, it just gets more blatantly sexist and racist. In this video, bro just says some truly unhinged shit.
Yep, there we go with the leftist buzzword. What, you don't like what somebody is saying? Well, I got an easy solution for you, buddy old pal. Just throw that "he's a sexist" card at him.
I'm sorry, are you genuinely now getting upset that I'm using buzzwords? I wasn't even using buzzwords. Like, racist and sexist definitely can be used as buzzwords, like when, you know, Anita Sarkeesian is like, everything's racist, everything's sexist, everything's homophobic. She's definitely using them as buzzwords, right? Because she doesn't care, right? You disagree with her, you're sexist, racist, homophobic. I'm not using them like that. SyntheticMan has repeatedly said sexist shit, racist shit, homophobic shit. That makes him sexist, racist, and homophobic. It's not a buzzword if it's true. And I think it's hilarious how you get mad at me using supposed buzzwords when you've been throwing constant buzzwords at me this entire video, calling me like a soy boy and a leftist and a cock. Well, none of those claims, none of those words are supported by anything, right? They have no meaning. when you just throw them around in the way that you're doing them.
I can't whip brown people or women, which makes me sad. And listen, I realize, again, this game's rated teen, and Indiana Jones would never whip random people, but he's a fucking white man with a whip, and I'm an edgelord. How the hell am I supposed to make edgy jokes if I can't whip anybody? Well, I guess there is one black guy you could whip in this game. Get back where you belong, boy! I'll show you why they call us cracker!
Now, edgy and racist jokes I think are completely fine.
You hear that, you guys? They are completely fine. What a racist piece of shit. Under no circumstances is racism okay.
Yeah, I don't really know what he's doing here. Well, I do know what he's doing here. I agree with what I said, by the way. Edgy jokes are completely fine, right? But he's trying to twist it because he seems to think, well, he's convinced that I'm like some like less leftist like wokey. Which, if you watched my content, you would know I'm clearly not, because I make fun of those people as well as the anti-woke people. But because he thinks that I'm woke, he's trying to like use this clip against me by claiming that I'm racist. I don't. It's not working, mate. It's not working. If it was meant to be funny, it's not funny.
Buddy, Rosa Parks didn't sit at the back of the bus so your ass could be making jokes about her people.
Yeah, again, I'm not American. Who the fuck is Rosa Parks? There's a big difference between a normal person making a racist joke and an actual racist making a racist joke.
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
Yes. There's a difference between a normal person making a racist joke and an actual racist person making the joke. Blood. What the fuck does that even mean?
Bro, how do you not know what that shit means? There's a very clear difference. When a normal person makes a racist joke, there is no intent behind that joke. The joke is simply just a joke. That's it. Nothing else. When an actual racist person makes a racist joke, it's not really a joke. He's being serious. He's using the joke as a way to express his actual racist opinions. How the fuck do you not understand this? Is your fucking brain that small? I understand you only have 2 brain cells, but this should be fucking more than easy enough for you to understand. I also like how for most of this video, he's not actually criticizing any of the opinions or criticisms I had of SyntheticMan. Instead, he's just getting angry that I said this thing about racist jokes.
Racist. Like, it's so fucking retarded. Like, imagine determining who can and can't make edgy jokes or racist jokes simply because you're the arbiter of who is actually racist.
Guys, I'm the arbiter of who's actually racist. No, I'm not. I'm not the arbiter of who's actually racist. It's just when someone is being blatantly racist, I don't think it's a stretch to call them racist. I'm not like shitting on these jokes because I'm like super offended by them or whatever.
C-A-P.
You hear that? He's not shitting on the jokes because he's offended by them or anything. Ignore the fact that he created a 20-minute long video shitting on SyntheticMan for making the jokes that apparently he isn't offended by.
So my video is not about me getting offended about these jokes, it's about criticizing SyntheticMan over his opinions on Indiana Jones. I think I talked about this specific joke of his for like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and like you're dedicating like half of your video to it for some reason. On top of that, one of my friends watched this video and he told me like, this guy should know the type of shit that like we say when we're playing like fucking Hearts of Iron.
All men are not created equal. Yes, that is why people discriminate against one another, which is why there is struggle, competition, and the unfaltering march of progress. Inequality is not wrong. Equality is.
If you were like in a Discord call with me and my friends, mate, I don't think you'd be able to say that I'd be offended by these jokes, because I've definitely made worse jokes than the fucking whip joke that SyntheticMan made. The difference is that the context is completely different. I'm not racist. I'm saying them to people I know aren't going to be offended by it. It's a completely different situation.
No, him calling SyntheticMan a racist and saying he doesn't get the racist joke pass, nah, nothing offended over there. Like, lil bro, we can all see that you're triggered. How much you guys want to bet this guy most definitely has a Blue Sky account? Like, I'm willing to bet actual money on that shit.
Yeah, okay, pay up, pay up. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. I heard you say blue sky, I thought of fucking Ice Age. It's the first thing I thought of. I don't know what that is. I don't care. It's the fact that SyntheticMan, someone who is clearly very racist, is making them that is the problem.
How are you able to differentiate if it's a normal person making a racist joke and a racist making a racist joke?
What the fuck do you mean? That's like asking how do you differentiate normal people from racists? When they're being fucking racist, they're racists. When they're not, they're not. It's very simple.
And there is an absolutely insane part ripped straight out of Uncharted. It was actually probably the best part of the game, at least the most entertaining.
Yeah, so I fully don't understand SyntheticMan's issues with this plane scene.
Blood, did you not just say like 60 seconds ago that you weren't going to talk about his gameplay or whatever?
Flashback.
Yeah, we don't need a flashback. I said that and I didn't. I didn't talk about the gameplay. I talked about SyntheticMan's opinions about the plane scene as a story segment, as the scene as like within the story, the Indiana Jones story. And I was going to talk about his opinions on the story and on like why the story is woke. So you're retarded. You seem to not understand that a gameplay scene can also have story significance. I was talking about the scene from a story perspective, not a gameplay perspective. SyntheticMan, for example, I recall that he liked the turret section during the plane scene. I didn't talk about that because that's specifically about gameplay and I was only going to talk about story. So please, for the love of God, you fucking glue sniffing bastard, okay, go outside, touch some fucking grass. I didn't in any way, shape or form talk about gameplay.
Boss is actually a great villain. He's probably the only good character in this game. Unironically, fucking Sigma male. He was looking up people's early life sections before it was cool.
Okay, so pay very close attention here. This is where SyntheticMan's Nazi dick riding begins. Bro censored me saying the word Nazi. Yet I'm the soy boy, guys. I'm the offended soy boy. Bro censored me. Bro's constantly censoring shit. You censored the word Nazi, you fucking spineless coward.
Because you're never allowed to sympathize or like the bad guys in any media, game, or movie. Every villain has to be a one-dimensional, chaotic evil whose only goal is world domination. He isn't allowed to have any humanity. What are you, some kind of fucking Nazi? Humanizing Nazis? We all know that Nazis didn't have souls.
Bro, what the fuck are you on about? It's a Nazi. What, you want to sympathize with the Nazis? You're a Nazi sympathizer, dude? Really? Really? I mean, it should have been obvious, I guess, since you're defending Nazis, right? Oh, what the fuck do you mean I can't sympathize with the Nazis? Like, bro, I understand what you're saying, right? And you're gonna keep talking about it for like fucking 5 minutes. I'm gonna cut all that. I'm just gonna say it right now. I understand what you mean. It's very good when a villain has like a sympathetic side, right? Something you can like kind of relate to, because that makes the villain more three-dimensional and more deep. You know, for example, weird example, it's the first thing I can think of, like Thanos in you know, the Marvel movies and the comics has this like his ambition essentially is to save the universe by killing half of all living creatures, and so there are more resources for the survivors, that kind of shit. You can kind of see his point of view, but with Nazis that shit's completely different, because their end goal is to conquer the world and kill anybody who isn't Aryan. That's pretty fucking evil. There is no way to relate to those people. There is no reason for depth there. They're fucking Nazis. They're spineless, pathetic, horrible monsters. And the fact that you're defending the idea that we should be able to sympathize with Nazis and they should be presented from like a human side is completely fucking bullshit, because they're not humans, they're not people, they're fucking monsters.
Why can't the Nazis be honorable? Again, with the Disney bullshit of every villain has to be a one-noted bad guy.
Okay, I know I just said that I wasn't gonna include any more of it, but I just think it's so hilarious where he says like, why can't Nazis be honorable, guys? Okay, what is this? Fucking Disney? No, they're Nazis. They're by definition dishonorable bastards. What the fuck do you mean Why can't the Nazis be like honorable people we can sympathize with? Because I actually kind of like the Nazis. That's what you're saying, dude. You're a fucking Nazi sympathizer. Go fuck yourself. Like, again, also I hate the idea that like villains that are purely evil are automatically bad, because they're not, right? Villains that are purely evil can be just as good and fun as villains that have like a sympathetic side to them. And especially Nazis, which can't be anything else besides purely evil because they're fucking Nazis, work pretty well in roles like that. To me, that all this, like, I guess woman hating is coming from a guy who literally lives in his mother's basement at 30 years old. But hey,
Few the other
Fake news, that's also fake news. He's actually in his late 20s living in his mom's attic.
okay, I'm so sorry. I got it wrong, guys. I said that he was 30 and lived in his mom's basement. He's actually 29 living in his mom's attic. Such a fucking difference, guys. He's like, what does that prove? He's still pathetic and sad.
Or at least I think he was. I think he moved to a new house or some shit. But yeah, get his age right next time, lil bro.
Yeah, little bro, get his age right next time, little bro. Little bro, you better get his age right next time.
Bro, how the fuck are you not the guy in a parasocially gay relationship with SyntheticMan? You're constantly sucking his dick. Get his age right. Who the fuck gives a shit, cunt? She is not white and a woman and lesbian. Therefore, I remember when like being woke for a character meant that the character was actually like constantly like shoving, I guess, propaganda in your face, right? For example, if she was gay and constantly talked about being gay and gay rights and whatever, then yeah, that would be considered, I would consider that a woke character. But just because she's lesbian, that's already enough for her to be considered woke.
Also, can we please put some more thought into the shit we are saying next time? She is a lesbian, correct? And what year exactly does this game take place in? Oh yeah, that's right, 1937. And I'm no history buff, but like, I don't think back in those days it was okay to be a part of the LGBT community. Like, I don't even think that community existed back then.
Yeah, you're clearly not a history buff, mate. And again, I study history, so I can tell you right now, the LGBT community, or just gay people, right, have existed throughout all of history. It depends on like the place you look at and the time period you're looking at, but they have been very accepted and very discriminated against for multiple like times in history and places in history, but they definitely have always existed. For example, in the 1800s, the guy who wrote The Little Mermaid, this is just a random fact I guess for you, was gay. The Little Mermaid is actually supposed to be an analogy for being a gay man in the 1800s. We know that because he said that it was in a love letter he sent to his lover, who was like some count in Germany or some shit. So yeah, the gay people have always existed for all of history, have been active for all of history. It's not a new recent development. Maybe use fucking Google next time.
But yeah, the rest of the video is pretty much just him repeating himself like a broken record.
Don't lie. I know what you're doing. You're saying that the rest of the video is just me repeating myself, which it's not, because you don't want to cover it. You're too lazy. And now you're making up a lie so that you can, like, I guess justifiably not cover the rest of my video and criticize my arguments. I'm not lying about that right now. I will be very honest. I cut out quite a lot of your video because I just only want to respond to the parts that I thought were funny. And I don't want this video to be too long, although it's probably going to be very fucking long. But yeah, don't lie, just be honest. You didn't want to argue any of my other arguments because you're too fucking stupid to. And we're gonna see that in a little bit, because you're gonna make one more argument and it's gonna prove exactly how fucking brain dead you are.
Nothing of real substance other than he has the nerve to say the SyntheticMan is media illiterate, which is probably the definition of irony.
I have to say, you're clearly lacking media literacy if you can't even speculate to the author's intent behind this character.
You're the one who is clearly lacking media literacy here, bro. Yes, you're reading into it too much. Yes, you made all that shit up in your brain.
But yeah, the main takeaway, the main point.
Yeah, see, exactly. What he did here is, I had this whole argument as to why SyntheticMan's media illiterate, and what he said made no sense. But this nasally 14-year-old fanboy cut all of that shit out and only put in the part of me saying that he's media illiterate, and cut out my entire argument, which I'll show you now. I'm gonna do a little quick interpretation of what I think this character is supposed to represent. Essentially, in the Indiana Jones movies, the original trilogy, you have these collaborators that work with the Nazis. And they're all supposed to represent some part of real collaborators who work with the Nazis in real life. I think that this Swedish lady is supposed to represent Sweden during World War II, which would make sense because Machine Gun Games is from Sweden. And it would also make sense from, again, an Indiana Jones standpoint, because characters like that exist in the movies. Like, collaborators in the movies always have motives similar to collaborators in real life. And Sweden, in real life, was sort of a collaborative nation of Germany. And I think it's far more likely for this character to represent that than for her to represent any of the fucking nonsense bullshit that you just said. And I think that our argument that I just made is actually, it's pretty fucking valid. On top of the fact that, what are you saying? Like, SyntheticMan is super media literate? The guy that said that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was grooming children to become homosexual because in the game, 2 guys shook hands. That guy is media literate, right? And the reason that was gay propaganda is because he saw gay porn of those 2 characters on like DeviantArt or something. So he had to look. By the way, gay porn doesn't just show up on your screen, dude. You fucking have to like look that shit up. So this guy is super media literate. He looked up gay porn of 2 Zelda characters and saw those characters shaking hands in game, and then decided that the game was grooming children to become homosexual. Very media literate, not at all schizophrenic, not at all schizo retard shit. No. Very media literate. Good job. Anyway, boys, I want to end the video here. It's been way too long. It's a very long video. I hope you kind of enjoyed it anyway. I hope it was pretty funny watching me watch this weird random fucking 12-year-old get mad that I think SyntheticMan's racist, which I don't think he is racist. But with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.